Hello today, and today this video is going to be a rant on Liberty Media. So these are the bastards now that have taken over Formula One, and they're starting to put some changes into it to bring it up to the 21st century. These are stupid changes. Really has no point to do with the sports, really. I mean, to bring these changes in, why? Right, the first changes they made, they brought in that stupid new logo. If you haven't seen it, it looks like it's been done on a marker. No skill or no real thought has gone into this new logo. It looks dreadful. You know, the older logo had a bit of style to it. You know, it represented Formula One. This just looks like a big F with a slanted 1. It don't even look like a 1. It looks like an I. So it looks like phi. Doesn't look like F1 at all. It just looks so Mickey Mouse. Well, it is Liberty Media. I'm surprised that fucking Disney doesn't run it. So that was that was last year. They brought in that change, the end of the race last year. The new logo looks absolutely shit. You know, Formula One is supposed to be the pinnacle of motor racing. You know, the elite, the best in Formula One. And what they do, they brought in a new shitty logo. It looks dreadful. It looks like someone, I could have done it in two seconds. F, a big red marker, F1. That just looks so like a 5-year-old done it. As I said, even I could have done that. No real thought, no brains, you know, no art, no nothing. You know, it just doesn't look like anything. Right, so let's get on to this year's changes so far. You know, the first change is, well, I say a change, it's more taking away. If anything, there ain't been a change. It's taking away something that it's been in Formula One for years. The grid girls. So what the grid girls do? What they do? They stand on the grid beside the drive, in front of the driver's car, holding their number up on a board. These are the grid girls. You know, something, it brings in a bit of glamour to the sport. You know, I think a lot of motorsports have this. I know touring cars do, and I know touring cars, I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm not going to get rid of the grid girls. You know, good for them. You know, it brings a little bit of glamour to the sport. You know, there's always been, you know, beautiful girls in Formula One, not as drivers, but I'm talking about a part of it. You know, on back in the day with James Hunt in the 70s, you know, there was always a beautiful girl up there. You know, when the driver wins, you get to kiss this beautiful woman. You know, you wouldn't have that you wouldn't see that in motorsport any day, in any sport really. You wouldn't see that no more. You know, get to kiss the woman, get to kiss the girl. You know, you would not see that in motorsport or any sport anymore. No chance. So why? You know, why are they getting rid of the grid girls? Because of probably the feminists. Oh, it's not appropriate to see them on the grid. You know, it's not appropriate. It's politically correct. Oh, what's the word? Politically correctness. All going to shit now. It's because of the feminists, all these fucking people that complain about it. You know, oh, it's not appropriate to see that. Why not? At the end of the day, it's not up to you, the fucking feminists, the fucking bastards that don't want to see it. You know, it's up to the grid girls if they want to do it. It's up to them. They don't have to do it if they don't want to do it. And there's feminists going, oh, it's not appropriate. Oh, they shouldn't be doing this women's fucking lib and all that crap. fucking hell, it's not appropriate anymore. Oh, fuck you with your what's not appropriate. It's just the world is turning to shit because of these fucking people that don't, have to complain about it. It's not appropriate. Fuck off. If you think it's not appropriate, don't watch the fucking sport or don't watch nothing on TV if you don't like it, for fuck's sake. It's just pathetic. It really is pathetic what Liberty Media are doing. They've just come in and started making all these stupid changes that don't mean nothing. It's just a pointless fucking change. As I said, that's not a change, it's just taking something away from the sport. And here comes the other thing, what they want to do. This is a change. Instead of starting on the hour like every race does in Formula 1, they want to do it so it starts 10 minutes past the hour. What is the point in that? It's always started on the hour. When the races start, right, it starts at 12 o'clock, it starts at 1 o'clock, or it starts at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, etc, etc. Over here, usually in the UK, a European race usually starts at 1 o'clock. It's easy for everyone to know, right, 1 o'clock, on the hour. Okay. Me, personally, I don't watch the build-up. I don't watch that, so I know the race is on the hour. Maybe I always check what time it's on. Usually in Europe it's 1 o'clock. Other countries, time varies, of course. But I know what time it's going to start. I look at the calendar. But right. I'm one that doesn't watch all the build-up or anything. I just want to watch the race, and that's me. People are going to say, "Oh, you're not a die-hard Formula 1 fan." Oh, I am not a die-hard fan of nothing. I like watching racing. I like Formula 1. I've liked watching Formula 1 for a long, long time. But me, I don't personally care about watching all the build-up, all the climax to the race. I just watch the racing. I switch on the telly 5 minutes before the race is about to start, and when the race finishes, I'll watch when they go on the podium and talk. Once they've talked, that's it. I switch it off. I've watched it. There's people out there that are die-hard fans. They like to watch the climax. They switch it on when the program starts, and they switch it off when when everything's over. They watch the build-up and the end of it. The whole entire thing. Me, I just watch the racing. That's all I'm interested in. Is just the racing. It's like that with any sport. When I used to watch World Cup, like football World Cup, maybe I'm going to watch the next one. I don't know. I ain't decided yet. I just want to watch the sport, the actual playing, the racing. That's it. I don't want to watch the climax or the build-up. I'm just not interested in that. I know what's going on. I know what teams are playing. I know what cars qualify. I watch the qualifying, of course. Yeah, I watch the qualifying, but I don't watch the practice because I don't see the point in that. I watch the qualifying. I watch the racing. That's it. But good diehard fans are going to watch the practice, 2 sessions, or I think it's 3 sessions of practice, or is it 2 sessions? I don't know. I can't remember. The qualifying, the build up to that, the build up to everything. The racing, the pre-race programs. They'll watch the lot. Me, I'm just only interested in watching the cars race. That's all I'm interested in, seeing the cars race. And I hope there's something what does annoy me about Formula 1, and I think a lot of other motorsports. When you're seeing the cars race on the track, they cut to a seat. Well, they cut to the garage, looking at the driver's girlfriend or the driver's wife and the pit crews for no reason. I really fucking hate that. We want to watch the racing. I'm paying Sky to watch racing. I ain't paying Sky to fucking cut so we can go in the garage and look at someone's girlfriend or a bunch of celebrities. Do that. Fucking talk to them when the racing's over. We don't want to watch that when the racing's going on, or there's a race going on. We don't want to watch that fucking shit. That's not Liberty Media's fault, but that's always been the case. You've been looking in the garages and the racing's going on. Not interested. Not fucking interested in that. Yeah. So 10 minutes past the hour. Tell me what's the point in that? Is it something to do with America? You know, being an American company, Liberty Media. Are they trying to make it so American viewers can watch it more? 10 minutes ain't going to make a great deal, but are they going to change it later on? So it'll be fucking nighttime races in Europe, so it can appeal to an American audience. I don't think so. Americans have got their own motorsport. They've got IndyCar, they've got NASCAR. I think they're the two main sports over there. The two biggest sports, they've motor racing sports. They've got is NASCAR and IndyCar. You know, I don't think they've always been interested in Formula One. You know, you can't force someone to be interested in something. You know, there's fans in America that do like Formula One. But don't fucking push them. You know, don't fucking push it. There's other countries besides America. What about Australia? You know, 12 hours behind, you know. Hey, if they're out there, you know, you can't help where the races are located. Me, I get up in the morning to watch the Australian Grand Prix. I'll get up, the race is on at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'll get up. I'm watching that race. You know, people have to compromise. I don't care about getting up 6 o'clock in the morning to watch the race. It's something I choose to do. You know, it applies to other countries. You can't help where you live. You know, why should things just change around just to suit other countries? You know, if you're that much of a dedicated fan, you'll get up in the morning and watch it. You know, like me, as I said, I'm not a dedicated Formula One fan. I just like watching the racing, but I'll get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and watch the Australian Grand Prix, or like the Japanese Grand Prix. That's on pretty early in the morning. I'll get up in the morning to watch it. You know, or you can watch the rerun. Or, you know, but it's not the same when you're watching the rerun. I want to watch it live. You know, it's like every sporting event. Watch it live. I don't want to watch no fucking rerun because you know the result. Someone bastard's bound to tell you the result. But what is Liberty Media trying to do? Are they trying to ruin Formula One? Are they really trying to ruin it? And, you know, maybe promote IndyCar to be the big elite sport. You know, they want their sport to be number one. Where Formula One is the number one, is the pinnacle of motor racing, of motorsport, Formula One. But are they trying to make IndyCar like that? They bring Formula One down and, oh, you know, because it's America, we've got to be the best. You know, that sort of thing. It ain't going to work. That's not going to work if that's what they're trying to do. If they're trying that. They're probably not, but, you know, they're trying to make Formula One, they're ruining it, basically, by taking things away, changing, unnecessary changes. What is the fucking point of taking away the grid girls? What is the point of changing, making it 10 minutes past the hour the race starts? What is the point in that? There's no point. It's just stupid fucking changes. And there's people, you know, I join some of these Formula One groups, and they're saying, you know, it's outrage about the grid girls taking it, you know. I'll say that again. There is outrage about them taking away the grid girls. Yeah, I can understand that because it's been a part of the racing. It's been part of the sport for a long, long time. 10 minutes past the hour. Yes, I can understand that because really that is no point. And there's other people saying, the die-hard fans, some of them, you know, there's a mixed reaction in the forums and the groups, saying, you know, what certain people saying one thing, it's a bad idea what they're doing, correct, and there's other people out there that fucking arse lick everything, you know, fucking brown tongue the FIA, brown tongue fucking probably fucking Ferrari fanatics now. They're fucking brown tongue everybody. They fucking hate everybody that's not driving for Ferrari. Then they love them because now they do drive for Ferrari. You know, they couldn't stand Sebastian Vettel when he was driving for Red Bull, but when he comes to Ferrari, they fucking kissed his ass. I hate people like that, two-faced fucking arseholes. It's like that with every driver that drives for Ferrari. You know, they hate them when they're not, they love them when they do. You know, I'll guarantee that they all hate Lewis Hamilton. They all hate him, you know. He's a great driver. He drives for one of the best teams. You know, Ferrari fanatics fucking hate him. But I guarantee he drives for Ferrari, they'll fucking kiss his ass. Of course they fucking would. Fucking arseholes. Ferrari, you know. I had nothing against Ferrari long time. But when the Schumacher days, I didn't have nothing against Ferrari. But no, then they started, you know, when Hamilton come in, they didn't like it because him and Massa had that, you know, there was a race rivalry there. It was like Senna and Prost, you know, it was a big race rivalry. And when, I don't know, it's when Hamilton won the World Championship in 2008, the fucking Ferrari, they went mad. They didn't like it. They just didn't like him. You know, won by 1 point. You know, Ferrari was a better car. They still lost. You know, it's just, I'm going to get into that, but it's just pointless changes that this media company, Liberty Media, is making. There's just no point to it. You know, as I said before, there's different people with different opinions. You know, people saying, yes, it's a crap idea, what's the point? And there's other people saying, oh yeah, but we've got to bring Formula 1 into the 21st century. So bringing Formula 1 into the 21st century by getting rid of the grid girls, making the time 10 minutes, start time 10 minutes past the hour. So that's bringing it into the 21st century, is it? That's just making things worse. How is that bringing things into the 21st century? You're supposed to improve the sport. And these tracks, you know, made by, what's his name? It does all the FIA, does all the Formula 1 tracks now. You know, tracks are just getting worse. They're just getting boring. New tracks are just boring. You can't beat the old school tracks. Like, they got rid of Hockenheim. That was one of the best tracks. You know, they fucked that right up. That's why Germany don't have a Grand Prix. You know, they ruined one of the best tracks in the world by fucking up Hockenheim. You know, they ruined it. That was a great race. You know, okay, it was a power track. You know, cars had to be fast, but it was a completely different track. You know, it was like, you know, Monza with more straights. You know, I'm glad they ain't ruined Monza yet. They probably will fucking give it a chance. They'll probably ruin that because it's an old track. You know, they're trying to bring it more modern, so they want all the modern tracks and maybe trying to get rid of all the old tracks, which older tracks were better. They were much better. These new tracks are just too twisty and fiddly and just don't create great racing. You know, point of a race is to have plenty of overtaking. You know, these modern tracks, I think they're trying to make it too many corners and just, you need a long straight to create overtaking. Now, I just think Formula 1 is going to go downhill very, very quick. It's been going downhill for a long time, but I think Liberty Media are going to finish it off for good now, especially if they bring in too many stupid rule changes and, you know, if they're worried about politically correctness. You know, oh, we can't do that, oh, we got to do that, we can't do that, we can't do that. You know, they'll probably stop. Next thing they'll stop, you know, when they go into the cool down room, you can hear them have a conversation. Sometimes they swear. They'll probably stop that. No, we can't take the risk anymore. We can't take the risk. You know, they're going to swear. No, we can't take the risk, so we won't film that anymore. It's just going to get stupid. It is really going to go downhill. And Liberty Media are going to be the cause of that. And then another thing was done by the FIA is these halos. Okay, safety is paramount. It's always been in sports. Of course it is. You've got to think of safety. But having a fucking thing over your head, that thing in front of you is, just say you're driving, you're in a Formula 1 car and you've got your hand in front of you. There's a bar, in these halos, there's a bar right in front of you and two at the sides. Just say you've got that hand in front of you, that is going to be a distraction for the drivers. You know, that's going to probably cause more problems than the halo itself. Without having an halo, you know, how often does cars roll over? And, you know, when the cars roll over, they're protected by a safety hoop above their head, so you can't get hurt. It's only because what happened with Jules Bianchi in 2014 when he went under a tractor. That could have been prevented. That whole incident could have been prevented if they brought out the safety car. But they didn't. So they're going, fucking man, I'll bring out this fucking halo. You know, think about it. Just fucking think. You know, if there's an accident on the track, near the track, call out the safety car. Slow the old entire track down. Bring out the tractor. If no one's got hurt, which no one did in the accident. Not talking about when Jules Bianchi went into track, but before there was a car crash. You know, driver got out safely. You know, bring out it's near the track, right? Bring out the safety car, slow the track down, then bring out the tractor to retrieve it. But no, and it was wet and all. It was wet. They should have brought out the safety car because, you know, it was wet. You know, that incident where he hit his head could have been prevented if they did that. But no, they're going stupid. Oh, we've got to bring out the halo now. It protects the driver if that incident happens again. That is going to be dangerous. Put your hand out in front of you. Imagine, you know, if you was driving a car, your real car on the road, and you saw something like that in front of you, that would be a distraction. That would distract you. And that's what it's going to do to Formula 1 drivers now. If they bring out this halo for any other open wheel sport, open cockpit sport, it's just a distraction. Yeah. It's just politically correctness going mad now with all these changes in motorsports, in Formula 1. You know, what would happen next? Will cheerleaders be banned from American football and other sports? Is this going to go too far now with this feminist thing? And you know, the world is just going downhill with all these stupid changes. You know, the pointless changes, ruining, you know, the sport. Ruining. The sport is part of the glamour. You know, it always has been. Especially in motor racing, when I reckon James Hunt would turn in his grave if he saw what was going on today. He would turn in his grave. You know, I mean, his day was kissing the girls. Yeah, imagine if they lived 40 years ago and they saw that, the feminists. Oh no, oh, that's not appropriate. James Hunt kissing. It wasn't just James Hunt, it was all the winning drivers did. You know, it was a tradition back then. You had the wreath round you. You put the wreath round you and kissed the girl. That's what it. I hate to imagine if there has been Formula 1 women drivers, but just imagine if one of them won the race. A woman driver won the race, had to kiss the girl. They probably wouldn't have to, you know. I think it's an optional thing. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. Can you imagine that? Yeah. I don't know. Where will the sport go next? Where is it going to go with all these changes? Pathetic changes. Anyway, I think this video's gone on long enough. 24 minutes. Fucking hell. Right, I'm going to end this video now. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, and goodbye.